This is the Louie T Network.
Man, I love some football. Man, I love some football. My favorite week is week 1, cause I'm watching football. First comes the preseason, and I don't take a day off. And then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. We in the lab room.
Louie T, welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I am your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week number 8 in the National Football League. St. Louis Rams on the road taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs coming off of a huge win on the road against the San Diego Superchargers. So they're feeling good about themselves on the Chiefs. Rams coming off a huge win within the division at home against the Super Bowl defending champion Seattle Seahawks. So they're feeling good about themselves. It's the Battle of Missouri. And so let's talk about this game. Look, you know that if you're the Rams, you got to get pressure on Alex Smith. Captain! Check down! The man doesn't miss. If you give him opportunities, he'll check it down. He won't miss. So beautiful opening possession for the Rams. Great 41-yard return by Benny Cunningham. He's been great at that the last 2 weeks. Then a 43-yard pass to Kenny Britt sets up a 1-yard Lance Kendricks touchdown. It's 7-0 St. Louis in this game. Let me warn you now, that is the last time you will hear the word beautiful and Rams in the same sentence in this breakdown. The Rams did nothing else good the entire game, and they had opportunities. I mean, they're up 7-0 at this point after that excellent opening drive. It looks flawless. Everything seems to be working just as the way it did a week ago. And then they squandered an opportunity to force a turnover as Captain checked out. Captain checked out! Fumbles the football as your man Quinn gets in there. The mighty Quinn gets in, swipes it loose, and it goes. It's a beautiful carom right to a Ram defender right there. It's like a shortstop waiting for the ball. It's a ground ball, and he doesn't get his glove on the ground. The ball goes right on his hands. The ball hit him right in his glove, right in his hands. Bounces off. Boy, that football can be tricky sometimes, and somehow the Kansas City Chiefs are able to retain possession. That should have been a turnover. That's a game changer. You recover that fumble, who knows what happens. Instead, the Rams let the Chiefs get the football back, and you miss an opportunity to force a turnover deep in Chiefs territory and have the football with a chance to put more points on the board. Then, the Rams waste a fumble by Jamal Charles. They take over at the Kansas City Chiefs 8-yard line. I mean, what more do you want? 8-yard line, you're already in field goal range, chip shot field goal range. You get 3 opportunities from the 8-yard line to put it in the end zone, and you go backwards? You go backwards to the 20-yard line and miss a 38-yard. What's going on with Legatron? Look, you don't get nicknames when you miss 38-yard field goals. What's going on with Greg Zuerlein these days? I don't know. He's been missing some field goals. I'm a little uneasy with him right now. So you miss another opportunity due to the St. Louis Rams. At this time, it was 7-7 in the game when you missed that field goal. So you know you got to pay for that now. You're on the road. You had opportunities, you squandered them, you blew them. Now it's time for you to get the business. 34 unanswered points by the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. You get a Now Davis kickoff return to start off the second half as they got a field goal by their kicker Santos right before halftime from 53 yards. So he's starting to gain confidence as a kicker now. And so after hitting that big game winner a week ago. So they went into the locker room up 10-7. Now Davis comes through with a huge kickoff return to start off the second half. And it just took off from there. Jamal Charles just destroyed them in the second half. Had a long run for a touchdown. Had another long run to help set up some points. And Alex Smith, captain, check down. Flawless, like always, 24 of 28 for 200 and some change. No turnovers is what Captain Checkdown does. You give him a check down, he'll take it every time, man. And so they got it done, did the Kansas City Chiefs, in a big way. The defense showed up. They sacked and harassed Austin Davis all day long, and for good reason. Jake Long, we talked about Jake Long on the program last Thursday about when would he be supplanted by the young rookie Robinson at left tackle. And I said it only would happen in case of an emergency, and that emergency being Long going down to injury. Well, Long is done for the season, tore his ACL once again. So it's Mr. Robinson's neighborhood at left tackle, and he was being blown up. They were running circles around your right tackle. Justin Houston and Tamba Ali had a party for everybody. And so Austin Davis was never comfortable after that first possession. And it just all went downhill for the Rams as they are blown out in Kansas City, 34-7. Chiefs, don't look now. Winners of 2 straight. Winners of 3 out of 4. This is a team that's playing some good football, and they're in ball games. The defense, I talked about this last week, the defense is starting to show up. They're starting to get pressure on the quarterback again. Jamal Charles is running the football. Captain check down. Jason Kelsey has added a dimension to this offense. You've got targets now. Dwayne Bowe, another guy you can get the football to, of course. Jamal Charles will catch it. Never trust a man with 2 first names. Will catch it out of the backfield as well as run it. This is a dangerous Chiefs team right now, and they're winning football games, and they're playing defense, and that's what the Chiefs do. So they win the football game 34-7. So Rams are now going to be without the services of not only Jake Long for the remainder of the season, but Brian Quick, who I thought was having a really solid campaign, done for the season with a shoulder injury. So the Rams are now the walking wounded. Let's see how they circumvent these injuries as they lose 2 of their players that have been playing some solid football this season as they go down 34-7. Rams drop to 2-5 on the season. Meanwhile, the Chiefs move to 4-3, get over 500 for the first time this season. They're playing some really good football, are the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't look now, but they're right there in the discussion in the AFC West. So that's going to do it for this breakdown. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I've got plenty more games to break down in week number 8 of the National Football League. See you in a bit.